With the Wii U and 3DS eShops closing in a little over a year, the internet is scrambling to figure out what to buy. After all, the last day to add any funds to these eShops is on August 29th of this year. That's about 6 months away. But worry not. We've put together this quick list of about 20 games you need to grab from the Wii U and 3DS eShops before they're gone forever. We'll be primarily focusing on titles only available in a digital format. Starting off, let's look at the 3DS eShop. Number 1, the Nintendo Badge Arcade. This is an excellent little game for customizing your 3DS home screen. It's definitely one of Nintendo's best home screens, and the Badge Arcade had a ton of charm to it. Plus, this game is technically free. Sure, there's also all the themes, but customizing your home screen with a ton of little badges, there's a lot of charm to it all. And I really miss this. Number 2, Game Boy and Game Boy Color Virtual Console titles. These include various titles such as The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, the original Super Mario Land, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And speaking of those Pokemon titles, you can connect them to Pokemon Bank, which then you can move up to Pokemon Home. And Pokemon Bank will soon be going free as soon as all the eShops go down in about a year. Number 3, Rhythm Heaven Megamix. This is a digital-only title outside of Japan, and it's an eShop exclusive in the US. Rhythm Heaven's a pretty great series, and fun rhythm game, so if you haven't checked this one out, you definitely should while you still can. Number 4, Kirby eShop exclusive titles. Kirby's gotten several titles exclusive to the eShops on several platforms at this point over the years, but there's still a few that remain. First up is Kirby's Blow Up Blast. This was the start of Kirby's journey into a 3D space. It was pretty short and small, but honestly a pretty fun experience. And this was, unfortunately, an eShop exclusive, meaning it's got a limited shelf life at this point. And the other was DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe. This was a fun little rhythm game starring King DDD, and this originally debuted as a side mode in Kirby Triple Deluxe. Number 5, the BOXBOY Trilogy. The BOXBOY games, made by HAL Labs, the creator of the Kirby series, are fun little puzzle games. They're pretty simple, but they're really thought-provoking, and honestly really great. The 4th game is on the Switch, but the original trilogy, that's gonna disappear when the eShop goes down. Number 6, Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. This is a free-to-start game with baseball-themed minigames. Honestly, this was just pretty fun, and everyone was talking about this back when it came out, so if you didn't get a chance to give this a try back in the day, consider it now. Number 7, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Minis on the Move. This was probably my favorite Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. This one just felt very fun to me. And though the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series started to become a bit overpopulated, this was a really fun entry. And I definitely think it's worth checking this one out too. Number 8, the PUSHMO series. These platformer puzzles were a ton of fun. And they weren't exclusive to the 3DS either. There was a Wii U entry that also will be unavailable in the form of PUSHMO World. These games were great, and I highly encourage checking them out before they all go away soon. Number 9, Pokemon Battle Trozei. Pokemon Trozei back in the day was a ton of fun as a Pokemon puzzle game, and eventually they did make a sequel to it, but not many people realized this because it was an eShop exclusive title, and a rather small one at that. But it's pretty fun, and gonna disappear soon, so you might as well check it out if you're a Pokemon fan. And number 10, closing out the 3DS section, is Dr. Mario Miracle Cure. This is actually a really good Dr. Mario game that, unfortunately, not many people cared too much about. But now that Dr. Mario World is gone for mobile devices, maybe you'll check out Dr. Mario Miracle Cure. It's pretty fun, has multiplayer, and come on, who doesn't love the Dr. Mario kind of puzzle games? Alright, moving into the Wii U eShop now, we're starting off with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, there's a very good reason for this. Though this game is available physically, Xenoblade Chronicles X has a ton of small updates to make the game run better, making the characters perform better, the general environment load better, enemies load better, etc. These are listed as free DLC for the game, not just updates for the game. So, truthfully, we don't actually know if these will be accessible once the eShop goes down or not. Meaning, if you have any intention to play Xenoblade Chronicles X, you should do so soon, because it is entirely possible that the eShop will go down and you won't be able to download those patches to actually make the game perform better on the Wii U. Besides the point, it's also getting really hard to find this game physically too. Number 12 are Game Boy Advance Virtual Console titles. There's quite a few of these on the Wii U eShop, ranging from The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, Mario Pinball Land, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Party Advance, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission, and so many others. If you recently got into the Metroid series with Metroid Dread, there's a lot of Metroid titles on the Wii U, so checking out Metroid Fusion, for example, might be a pretty good option. Number 13 is the SNES Virtual Console titles, because surprisingly, there's some of these that still aren't on the NSO service yet. Namely, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. I don't know how this isn't on the NSO yet, but you can get it on the Wii U, and you can get it for pretty cheap on the Wii U too. Please play this game, give Gino or Mallow some love. Number 14, Wii Virtual Console titles, because the Wii U for some reason introduced Virtual Console for a system that it can still take the discs of. This was always a little strange to me, but there's actually several titles here that you can't really find physically anymore either, making them only available in this digital storefront. Super Mario Galaxy 2, which was missing from 3D All-Stars recently. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, largely recognized as one of the best Kirby titles ever, if not the best to many. Also, it's a fantastic multiplayer experience. And Metroid Prime Trilogy, because you know we had to mention that. We all gotta get ready for Metroid Prime 4 whenever that comes out. Number 15 is the Nintendo DS Virtual Console titles. I will never understand why these are put on the Wii U instead of the 3DS, but there's some really good DS titles on here that deserve some recognition. Super Mario 64 DS, Mario Kart DS, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass and Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, and the Pokemon Ranger Trilogy. Seriously, I only realized that all 3 Pokemon Ranger titles are on the eShop when making this video, and I'm getting them now. Those are really good games, and I highly encourage checking them out if you're any sort of Pokemon fan. Number 16, Super Mario Advance 4. And this was a special one on here because it included the e-reader card levels that were never before seen in North America before. Number 17, Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge. Now, this title is on both the Wii U and 3DS eShops, but we're going to focus in on the Wii U version here. This is a great game for Amiibo collectors. It's a free-to-download game, and the only thing you really need to pay for is whatever Amiibo you own, or need to buy to play the game. It mainly takes the Mario series Amiibo, but it's a fun puzzle game, and it also gives you good use for a lot of those Amiibo, so might be one worth checking out. Number 18, Dr. Luigi. This was a fun Year of Luigi spent on Dr. Mario, released back in the day. And it still holds up really well now, honestly. It's got the traditional Dr. Mario gameplay, plus the introduction of these L Mega Vitamins that we've started seeing in later games after this point, but it's a fun Dr. Mario experience, it's pretty cheap, and come on, gotta give Luigi some love. Number 19, Art Academy Home Studio. Here in North America, this was a digital-only release, meaning if you want to learn how to draw with Art Academy Home Studio on your Wii U, you only have until next year to download it and start taking those art lessons. In any other region, this was released physically, which is a little strange in hindsight, but there you have it. Art Academy Home Studio is another digital exclusive that will be unavailable when the eShop goes down next year. And finally, number 20, Pokemon Rumble U. The Pokemon Rumble series are always fun and silly, and Rumble U is a digital exclusive. Shocker, like everything else on this list. These are fun games, absolutely worth checking out, especially for their large roster of Pokemon. There are a ton of titles that'll be disappearing from the Wii U and 3DS eShops when those close down, and these barely scratch the surface of those. Hopefully this list helped give you an idea of some titles to check out while you still have the chance to. But what do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts down below, and be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for plenty more on Nintendo. Check out the videos on the right for more content you might be interested in. Until next time, farewell.